Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show.
Who are you?
Who are you? Well, I'm Jackie Cation. Who are you?
Laurie Kilmartin.
Thank God we've said our names.
I get people thought that thought that this accent was Wisconsin. What the fuck? This is NorCal. This is hella NorCal, ladies and gentlemen.
And I will let you know that geographically, Walnut Creek isn't Northern California. It's
What?
the center.
Yes, it is.
It's the center of California.
No, it is not
There's
Central
another
California.
8 hours north of San Francisco.
No one counts Redding. Nobody. Okay.
Crescent City
California-
has a Saturday night gig that I
No.
full on count.
California stops at Napa. And
Oh,
that's a
Jesus.
fact.
Oh, gross.
And so I haven't seen you in like a month and a half.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I think, what is it, April 28th? So
Yeah.
it's been almost a full month.
It honestly felt like 6 years.
It felt like so long. And I got an email from one of our fans.
Yes.
Who, is she a fan? Because she said...
Oh, no.
She said, hey, I don't particularly like it when you guys put so many in the can. Why doesn't Laurie just talk to Kyle? I want to know more about Kyle. And I said, Kyle is not a mystery. Kyle has his own podcast. It's called Something is Rad. This is
Yes.
rad. I've done it. And this is rad. So Kyle is not a mystery. He is an attainable
Here's
goal.
what the mystery is. Does this fan, is she a Max Fun member?
Oh, wait. Did she ever contribute to
Guess
the Patreon?
what? You aren't allowed to complain about free shit, bitch. Got it? Comprende?
Guess who's back, you guys? We have so many. So I went to much of Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
And every base sadder than the last as
Oh
we
my
get
God.
further and further east.
Are there fewer and fewer troops at every base?
No, there's fewer and fewer family because Nobjob has broken every treaty, and so every base is on lockdown. So they've had to send their families away.
Oh,
So-
they all had their families with them beforehand?
The one in Turkey did. There was essentially it was outside in a town called Adana, Turkey. There's an Air Force base that looks like the best planned golf community you'd ever want to serve in.
Right.
And but without anybody but air people.
Yeah.
It looked like the fucking Truman Show. It was goddamn spooky. Yeah. It was
interesting.
Pleasantville, the Truman Show. I mean, it was pleasant.
Yeah.
It was a bowling alley.
So it's a little piece of America inside Turkey.
Yes. And there's
It's a terrifying country, in my opinion.
right. Kosovo, by the way, was an old West town. Woo! I wish I could whistle the theme to
I'm glad you can't. First of all,
But how sad are you that I don't even try?
well, listen, I was glad you couldn't even finish that sentence. That's
Clint
how
Eastwood,
glad I was.
Clint Eastwood movie. Anyway, so it looked like Lincoln Logs.
Yeah.
So, but we did so many shows, and we flew from the one base in Turkey. We flew to an even tinier base, which was just 100 Americans on a Turkish base.
Wow. And what kind of a plane are you in?
We're in a Black Hawk helicopter.
Dude, oh my, I couldn't do that. I could not.
It was-
That's the shit that gets shot down.
Yeah,
They
but
love to
not-
shoot helicopters down.
but only in the movies. And though the helicopter,
The movies about actual events? Yeah. Uh-huh.
the helicopter pilot, by the way, easily 24 years old.
Oh, my
Took a picture
God.
with her, but guess what she did? She fired off 2 flares while we were in it, and then she also took the helicopter, went straight up in the air, and then dropped us.
Oh,
it
my
was super
God.
fun. Yeah, it was really cool. I was
where's
so
she from?
psyched. They were all. Now I didn't get to talk to her much because it was really loud.
Yeah, of course.
But I talked to a lot of different. Oh my God! One of the airmen, and it was an airman that I met in in like Belgium. Mm-hmm. And so, which by the way, the sweetest posting possible. If you could join the Air Force and get posted outside 2 hours outside of Amsterdam and 4 hours outside of Paris,
And quite close to Luxembourg.
and quite close to, you might be living your sweet, sweet, great life. And so this kid, though, so we're getting the tour of the base in Belgium, and this young man goes, "I'm from Wisconsin," and I was like, we talked for a second. 2 hours later, I get a text from an email from a woman I went to high school with. You just met my son.
Whoa.
You just met. Is he okay? I told him you'd make fun of him at the show, and then he didn't fucking come to the show. And I was like, lady, there's not a lot of entertainment. He may not have liked my set, but he may have liked somebody else's set.
Wait, he didn't come to the show after you guys talked?
We talked. No, he didn't. He was like, there was
maybe he was on alert. Maybe he was bombing somebody.
No. You know, the weirdest thing about all of them is none of them were bombing anybody. And only, you know how you do these troop runs, and I'm always surprised because I don't know anything about the armed forces, so I don't know who joins the service. And I'm consistently, and I will one day become not surprised to find out that people have joined the armed forces to be of service. So literally just pile of fresh-faced
Not
youth
to be
going,
assholes.
not to be assholes, but to go, is there anything you need help with? And, yes, ma'am. And,
I don't understand those people.
No, it is very weird.
Yeah.
But I finally, the last day in Kosovo, at the NATO base, met the two dirtbags, the two dingbats.
Which ones?
Just there's always one
John
guy.
Jr. and Eric?
I don't get that.
Trump's.
Oh no, the Eric and no, one guy was the muscle guy. He was like, "You're not safe unless you're with me." I used to be in
the archetype.
Yeah, the
okay.
two archetypes that you don't want to run into.
Right.
And one of them was a guy from Northern California, which wasn't that north. He was like, I'm from Northern California,
Where?
the good part.
Where?
It was like Yuba City.
Dude, no.
He was
That's like north of Chico.
Yeah.
No.
And he was like,
that's in the Netherlands. That's where the tether people live.
well, what I said was, it's so cute how you guys think that there's some sort of competition because nobody in LA gives a damn. We all hope the best for you. And then he goes, I said, so you don't like California? He said, no, I love California, except for the taxes and the gun laws. So that fucking piece of shit talked to me. And I said to that young man, don't you have kids? Because he was 23, so of course he had 3 children. They all have 3 kids. Wow. Yeah, and I said, he said, yeah, I got kids. I
on
said,
their salaries? That's unbelievable.
the reason they get married is because you can't move off the base unless you're married.
Oh.
So living in the barracks as a 21-year-old person.
They get married so they can have their own house?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
They get an extra stipend for it. But the thing is then they end up marrying. It's like Officer and a Gentleman. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you end up marrying dingbats.
Right.
And
People perhaps you shouldn't be with forever.
right there, you make snap judgment
Right.
decisions, and then it works or it doesn't work. But it's not a decision based on a lot of fact.
Yeah.
And you're 19 years old, and then all of a sudden you're separated from them for 14 months at a crack.
Oh, my
9 to
God.
whatever. So
And so she's back at home raising kids with a guy she barely knows.
right. And so
On
when
their-
he comes back,
And where's she living?
she's living in Fort Bragg, or she's
Okay.
living in some.
Still, that's not a lot of money.
No, there's no money. It's just to get off the base.
Wow.
And anyway, so
Don't they know they could be comedians?
don't they know they could all be comedians? The shows were interesting.
Yeah.
Because it was Vargas Mason,
Mm-hmm.
Ron Josel, Amy Anderson, and then a guy named Antoine Young hosted. And Antoine Young started in Los Angeles. He was the only one from Compton,
Mm-hmm.
from California. And he hosted, and he was the young guy at age 37.
Okay.
And so
You know what? It takes a while to become a competent comic, okay? You can't.
no,
you can't-
I think he's only started 10 years ago. So he started a little bit late
I see,
too.
yeah.
So as far as whatever.
Okay.
No, but I mean comparatively the rest of us were older is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. And he's very funny, very dry. And I wrote him a joke that he refused to do. So by week 2, I started doing it.
Sure.
And the first time I did it, it got the greatest applause break, and I said, Antoine, that could have been your applause break from the stage. And,
Well, wait. You just gave him a joke that had nothing to do.
it was a joke about him,
Oh,
for him,
and
by
you were able
me.
to convert it.
Oh, yeah.
To something you.
Oh,
could
yeah.
use? Okay.
And I actually, every time I did it on the road or overseas, it ended up being, it took them a while to
Yeah.
get it. The first time I tried it 2 days ago in Los Angeles, they were with me at the setup. Well, second line.
Okay.
So, it's literally.
I would say the troops aren't a great place to break in new stuff. Unless it's military related, right?
Well, by the end of I had to go to the vault anyway, right? Because you can't really. It was 20-minute sets, and I ended up writing a new sex joke because that's what. By the end of it, I was looking at transcripts of my albums for dick jokes.
I did a set. I was in New York for over a weekend recently.
In the last 30 days, you've done at least 70 sets.
Sure. But I had 6 in New York, and the last one was like on a 12:30 show. And I was looking at the comic in front of me and seeing how the audience was responding, and I was like, I need jokes about drinking. Like, I just need to
wake them.
Pardon me? Yeah, you just need this set won't be meaningful for me. I just need to come up with material that I can use to hammer people on the head with when
That's
I need
what we all want, is just a hammer at some point with a dying audience.
It's not fulfilling.
No, it is not. To hammer a dying audience, write that down.
But it's like, I was like, do I want to try to get this spot next time I'm out here? And I'm like, yeah.
Because
even though it wasn't creatively satisfying.
Right, you learn a different thing at every kind of set.
I know, and you still get weekend money. It's just, hey,
is the new stand open yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
They did a pop-up at the Ace Hotel.
Okay.
Which was cool because it wasn't too bad of a cab ride to stand up. So I was able to. But I had one of those nights where it was like 8:15, 9, 10, 10:50, 11, and then 12, like
30.
11:50, and then 12:30.
Wow.
So it was a long night.
Yeah, that's a long night.
And once I committed to a set, I was all in for the night. That's why it was hard. I just was like, let me just end this. Let's just get through this set, you know? But I did add one word to a joke. Jackie, it changed. People get it now.
Oh, God.
Before it was like hit or miss.
Yeah.
And now it's way more hit. Like it went from 50% to say 80%.
Holy hell.
Yes. Just one word. And it was weird. It's a word that I didn't want to add because I felt like it kind of like teed it up too much, or like, all right, here comes the joke.
Oh, right.
Turns out people needed a big giant sign.
This way, comedy.
Punchline coming now. ...
ellipses.
Yeah, basically just something like that. And sometimes you can't be so dry that people don't know what the fuck is happening.
Right.
Like, you do have to help them a little bit.
Right.
Even if you don't want to.
No, even if there are so many times when I'm like, no, I don't want to explain the joke.
Right.
I want you to get the joke because I have written it in a certain sequence. But there's times when you have when you dumb it down when you don't have to. Mm-hmm. That's what I resent.
Yeah.
It's if I have to do it, it means I'm either talking about something that's the turn is too sharp, or the topic is too weird. Something's happened where they just need one more stepping stone.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I resent it initially, and then I love the fact that the joke works.
Yeah. I'm glad it works. And, it's just one word. It's not a big explanation, but it is like it is like holding up. It's like flagging.
Right.
I feel like I'm landing an airplane, you know, as opposed to like letting it, sneak in behind you. Oh, well.
Someone else emailed me. I've gotten a lot of emails. A comic in New York asked me if she should host a showcase. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was for Montreal or I don't know what it was, but it was like something like over 20 comics.
Yeah.
And she was like, stage time is stage time. I don't even want to do this festival, so it must not have been Montreal. But she was like, I have to host 30 comics or 25 comics, something like that. But I only get to do 3 minutes up front.
Oh my God.
And it doesn't pay.
What?
And I said, no, you can turn that down. But I was reminded, but I say that, when I went to college after the club burned down, a new club opened up like 2 years later.
Yeah.
Owned by one of the guys who's still around the Madison comedy scene.
Right.
And he didn't know I did stand-up. And I was like, can I work this club? And he was like, I'll tell you what. After like months, he was like, you can introduce the MC. You can do a minute and a half before the MC.
Wow.
And I was 20 years old. And I was like, stage time is stage time. And I did it for like a month. And I was like, this is actually more irritating than not doing any stage time and trying to figure out where I can get up somewhere else.
I did one time I hosted at New York Comedy Club. Al Martin owned it at the time for Ross and Mark. I hosted a Tonight Show showcase, right? And I did like 5 minutes up front, and then in between each comic, I did one joke.
Okay.
And at the end of it, they asked me to send them a tape, which I did, and nothing happened.
Right.
But for a time, I had hope.
Right.
You never know, but that seems wretched. And now you're reading and not giving me your full attention.
Well, no, I'm looking at my notes because
Okay.
I felt like you were going to either expound on it or you were done.
Well, there could be a pause, and then I have other things to talk about too.
Right. So, and you've been looking at your notes. Let's fucking get into it.
It's a pad of paper, and that's different from looking at an iPhone.
Oh, is it somehow different than looking at an iPhone?
Because you're not. I look at a pad of paper. You're not like, oh, is she getting a text? It's like, oh, she's looking at those words I can see over her shoulder. I don't know what you're doing. Are you looking at porn right now while I'm talking to you?
Yes, you know how I am with porn. Constantly. Okay, so, oh my God.
That would be great if you were a secret sex addict.
Well, I am addicted to sex. Do you know why? Because it's really fun. And
oh, here we go. You're married. Okay. You have this weird happy marriage I don't understand, and I resent. I don't like things I don't understand.
Well, you're going to have someone to bring you a glass of water when you're old. So there
Annie
you go.
Lamott just got married at 65.
There you go.
Okay.
First marriage?
Yes.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
She's. I hope she's been getting some before then, but
I think
whatever
so.
happens.
She's a single mom. She got it,
Oh, wow. She's a single mom?
Yeah.
All right.
Got it once at least.
Yeah, there you go. It only takes once. That's my new sex joke is about how condoms. It's about condoms.
You know what?
Which was great in front of the troops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Writers Guild thing happened, right?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all I fired my literary writer at my giant I was with one of the big four, right?
Yeah.
And my stand-up booking agent was with that company as well. So I'm emailing her. I'm like, I have these open weeks. Or anything happening?
Yeah.
Not getting a response. And then it just, I was like, something's not right. And then it turns out that agency is, if you have fired your literary agent, the other agents that work with you on different parts of your career are not
Have to
going to
drop
work
you.
with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you no longer have a PA agent?
No.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
allow
pretty
me
shitty, huh?
to offer my overworked gentleman. It was weird because you know how somebody suggested me for the Cellar Vegas thing, and it was Fitzsimmons, and then I emailed Esty,
Yeah.
who I always want to pronounce with the last S, and then I kind of turned it over to my PA guy, and she was like, "Oh, just send me some dates." So I did. Then I turned it over to him, and then nothing happened for 4 months, and so somebody else just recommended me again, pinged me and asked me if I wanted to do it, and that they had recommended me. So I pinged him again. And he's like, "Well, I'll talk to Esty again," and I was like, "Oh. Well, maybe I should just talk to fucking Esty."
Yeah.
And because it's a grind, right? It's 14 shows. 7 nights.
Someone was talking about it
20-minute
last
sets.
night. Yeah.
But
How many sets?
17. Oh, wait, 14.
Yeah, 14. Okay.
14 sets.
Jackie Fabulous was talking about it last night.
Oh, Fab?
Yeah,
Okay.
J-Fab.
Is she going?
She's done it.
Oh, she did it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope she I hope she got that per set,
Something like that.
because that's a good week.
Yeah, that is a good week.
Yeah. And
Is that that's what you got offered?
That's what I'm assuming I'll get offered. I
Cool.
haven't been offered Jack.
Okay.
I need a date. I'm going to Portland on Friday. I can't tell you how long it took me to get over this jet lag because I didn't fly.
You must feel awful.
I didn't fly Delta.
Would you
It
fly?
was United, American, Turkish Airlines, and then
Oh my God.
yeah,
You're lucky you're alive.
Adria. Something called Adria.
No.
I was like, what the hell is Adria? And we went through Frankfurt a lot. And in Turkey, I spent all of my time. At one point, Amy Anderson mentioned that I was Armenian. And I was like, nope. not having this
Wow,
conversation.
she really sold you out.
She was like, "Oh, you would have been great during the war, lady." And but it was I was slightly freaked out, and I ended up buying a Turkish rug. I ended up buying a rug for the house, which I got a good deal on. And then they took me for a buggy ride for the second piece, and I was like, "It's fine. They don't have a very good the economy is what it is.
They're working."
And but. I got my Armenian revenge by giving both the Turkish guys who sold me the rug my album with the genocide bit on it.
Nice.
Yeah, because I have download cards.
Nice.
So
Good for you. I love revenge comedy.
I know you do. It's revenge comedy is one of your go-tos.
I got to sit in on a podcast. Conan did a podcast with Hannah Gadsby.
Oh,
And I think when he mentioned it, I was like, ah!
Can I please meet?
Yeah.
Did you get to?
I met her very quickly, but
Yeah.
it was, it was like their podcasts and
Yeah.
stuff. So I was sort of sitting around the table,
Okay.
and just kind of listening and stuff. It was really good. It's a really good one. I think it'll come out, I don't know, pretty soon, like in a week or two.
By the way, Jimmy Pardo asked me to be part of that Smile Train thing, and we agreed to put as a thing to bid on another sit-in.
Sure.
Like Q did last year.
Yeah.
For an episode of the Jackie and Laurie show.
Yeah.
So you would have to be LA based. And unless it was a live episode, and then everyone would get to sit in.
What if they Skyped in?
They could Skype in.
Sure.
Yeah, if you want
You don't have to be LA based. You could be a turkey.
Would that be as fun though? To Skype in?
I'm not worried about other people's fun, Jackie.
Oh, I've missed you so
We're trying to
much.
fix teeth here. Who cares?
We're trying to fix some cleft palates.
I have missed you. I swear to God, this is my therapy sometimes. And I was very depressed about 2 weeks ago. Just there's a relentlessness sometimes to comedy and the maleness in the whole industry, and you start just looking at it, stats or whatever,
Yeah.
Someone sends me a few clubs with their headliners for the next 4 months, and I'm like, what? I don't want to be in this world anymore.
Yeah.
So I was down.
Yeah.
And I didn't have you to talk to.
And vent it out. Well, are you on WhatsApp? Because the international calls are free on that. I have to say comparably.
No, we got to do it on a podcast.
I know, but you're like, it's also a fire in the iron, an iron in the fire, the other way. And then, but I have to say that I was psyched at how Vargas booked this thing.
Yeah.
Because Amy, he usually books all women. But,
that's kind of cool too.
yeah. And, but so there was at least Amy. So whenever anyone would
great.
say something
Thank
ridiculous,
God. Right.
Either Amy would field it or I would field it. And then it was pretty great because I didn't have to field everything.
Yeah.
Nor did she. And Antoine kept saying things that were very weird. And I became known as Antoine's lawyer. And I would say, to begin my defense of Antoine, allow me to say, Antoine doesn't mean to be a monster. He has just said yet another dum-dum thing about gays or women or some fucking thing. And then Vargas would make some sweeping statement about bitches, ladies. He would say something about women or ladies. And then I would just literally just go, bitches, man. And he would go, okay, I get it. All right. And
Why don't they get it? That's what I don't understand. Why? If you take women out and put a race of people in,
Right.
does that sentence sound right to you?
right, just
And
just
if it
say
does,
out,
then you're fucking insane.
then you're a monster as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if
through and
it
through.
feels wrong when you put a race in it, it's probably not right when you say it about women.
Right.
I just don't.
Or
it's really
homosexuals
fucking
or
easy.
whatever the heck is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like reading aloud, all written. Here's my theory. Andy's writing a comic book. He's taking a comic book writing class.
Cool.
And he's very psyched about it. And he's put my name on it. And he's like, you're writing it too. And I'm like, am I? Am I writing it? And so I was so tired. Like I literally landed Tuesday.
Yeah.
I landed Tuesday at 1 p.m.
Wait, and you left? Was it one flight from Germany or something?
Frankfurt to LA direct.
Oh my God! How many hours?
11 hours. 11 and a half
Coach?
hours. Coach. Except for I paid the extra $115 for 6 inches of legroom. Amy came and visited me and she said, I'm so happy for you. And I was like, you have $115. Why didn't you spend it? And she was like, yeah.
She might not need it.
She's little,
Yeah.
but she was very jealous. And it was actually great because I had an aisle and I was sitting next to this German couple and their daughter was sitting up in business class and they were in coach. And the woman said to me in German, would you like to switch with me and sit by the window? And I vaguely got what she meant because of hand gestures. And but I had to actually embarrassingly say, I really just speak the one language. And I'm so sorry.
Can we praise this daughter for not feeling guilty that her parents were in coach?
Right. Her mom.
Fuck you. I'm in first.
I'm going to business class.
Whatever.
And her mom was like, I want to get up a couple of times and visit with her. And I was like, they're not going to let you. But she'll have to come down here. But I will take the window seat if you don't want it. She's like, I'd love you to take the window seat. And so I did.
Were your legs squished?
No.
I'm an aisle seat. I'm an aisle lady.
That's because you're much taller. But it was great because you have something to lean against and sleep.
Oh, I just remembered. I have this new travel hack.
You got a travel hack?
Yes. Okay. So so I take these red eyes on JetBlue.
Yeah, you do.
And so my legs.
I never approve of that.
You don't approve
I don't approve of red eye in any case.
So my legs are like when I'm sitting, my legs get flattened, right? And my thighs spread out and it's not comfortable. It's like this, right? So I'm always trying to raise my feet a little bit. And I bought 2 yoga blocks.
Okay.
And I put them under my seat and they raise my legs exactly the amount I need so that I'm comfortable.
Wait,
sort of.
It raises the whole seat so that your
No.
feet...
I put them under the seat back in front of me.
Oh, okay. And then you put your feet on them.
Yes.
Like a squatty potty.
They're level. Exactly. They're level and it's comfortable. And I was able to...
Does it make it easier to poop? No, I'm
Jackie, I heard your squatty potty joke. Okay, I didn't riff on it because I don't like all the scatological humor you become quite good at since entertaining the troops.
Somebody's got to make those jokes. And today it's me.
Because you're ignoring my genius.
No, that is genius because, and so then you're comfortable? But still 6 hours of... Yeah.
No, it's actually just 4.5 when going West Coast to East Coast. It's 6 on the way back because of wind and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if someone's taking red eyes and your legs aren't comfortable, try... The yoga blocks, they aren't that expensive, and if you don't like them, you can use them for yoga or something. But they're part of my travel pack now.
Do they squash? Do they squish down?
No, they're firm. They're not uncomfortable. They're firm.
They look like giant fuzzy dice?
No. I'll show you. I'll show you afterwards.
Okay.
But they made it instead of like putting my leg on my backpack, which is all bumpy. It doesn't work. I needed a nice firm surface, and 2 of them together form a perfect rectangle shape for 1 foot for each block.
And that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
My next story is so what we would do is we flew into Poland. We go to the Polish, essentially it's a Polish base with Americans on it.
Okay.
And we go into lunch and we're supposed to sit with the troops. We're not supposed to sit with each other. We mostly sit with each other.
Of course.
But then we have to walk around and at least tell people that we're doing a show. We're someone else. We're someone new.
You're barking in people. I mean, you flew all the way out there and there's not a flyer.
There's flyers. They've told them. They're just like, also, if you can, go tell people. So this is my favorite thing that happened. I walk up to these 2 soldiers, 1 man, 1 woman. They're both 20 max, 21. And I walk up and I was like, hey, and I'm just sort of sick of barking. And I just go, I don't know how bored you are, but we're the comics. There's going to be a show later. Woman soldier, she goes, not that bored. Stands up and fucks off. And I was like, the best timing ever.
Unbelievable.
Nailed it.
Unbelievable.
We should.
Okay.
Is it 30?
It is 28.
28. So
okay.
Listen, we already know that you love genre movies, film craft, and female filmmakers. So, if you love all those things, then by transitive property, you love my podcast, Switchblade Sisters. Hi, I'm film critic April Wolf. Every week, I have a conversation with a different female filmmaker about their favorite genre film. Each episode covers the filmmaking process, working in the film industry, and just general geeking out about awesome movies. I've had such great guests like the Big Sick writer Emily Gordon.
To me, indie movies as of late have come to be a catch-all term for a movie that kind of
Defy genre? Billy Madison and Half-Baked director Tamra Davis.
When a comedian comes and enters onto my set, they're just there to be funny, and we're all ready and waiting for them to be funny.
Horror industry veteran and actor Barbara Crampton.
That's where real drama lies for me. What's between you and I speaking right now? Where are we meeting? And what's the energy that we create between us?
And so many others. So check out Switchblade Sisters every Thursday on MaximumFun.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
You guys, Max Fun. That's a show that you can listen to. Now you heard about it.
I thought he
but
was
now
just
we
going to drop something in.
He did.
Oh, okay.
It's over. Now let's talk about the comic of the week.
Okay.
Yeah, Rachel Wolfson.
Yes, we just watched.
He just worked with her.
Yeah.
We just watched her tape.
Yeah.
She's hilarious.
Funny. Yeah.
Yeah. There's
And she's Vegas based?
No.
She's from out here.
Okay.
She grew up in Vegas.
Okay. Okay.
right, and the set that we watched was at Flappers, and it was really funny.
Yeah.
It was. I liked her stage presence too. It was like in the moment and very.
Yeah.
Like the dog in the front row.
Very,
that was
yeah.
weird.
I love Flappers. Half of the YouTube is comics at Flappers talking to people in the front row or things in the front row that shouldn't be there.
Right, shouldn't be happening. Why is
Yeah.
that happening? You say to yourself.
But I love it. It's fun. It's always fun. I got approved.
Wait a minute. What's Rachel Wolf's
Comedy.
at Wolfie
The
WOLFIE comedy
Yeah.
at Wolfie Comedy.
Yeah,
Ralph
like Wolfgang.
Rachel
Wolfson.
Wolfson
Yeah.
is our comic of the week, and now I've said all the words in a row. Now, please tell me your
I got
next
it.
story.
Okay, so you know how all of a sudden I was saying for some reason people started watching one of my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
One of the crowd work videos. I don't know why, and I still don't know why, but so I started getting a lot more subscribers. And then I started delving into YouTube and trying to figure out if I could monetize. And so I applied. I had everything you needed. I had enough subscribers and enough hours watched. And so I did, and they approved it. So
Now they're going to start placing ads, and
I think so. But it still takes a fucking ton of views for anything real to happen monetarily. It's not.
I just got a note from Amazon about the Amazon banner on my website that I was using the wrong one, and it had the word support. And they don't like either of those two things. So change the banner, move it to a different page.
Why can't they change the banner? Don't
They
they
did.
supply it?
They offered banners. I wasn't using the current one. It might be part of a plan where Amazon has realized we get plenty of subscribers. We don't need more
affiliates.
We don't need affiliates. But whatever it is, I mean, right now the Amazon banner, there is a new Amazon sort of link on my page that works. You can just order from Amazon from my page essentially, and it all works. But they may remove it at any time. And I make like at Christmas, the 3 months after Christmas, you get the December.
Yeah.
And I might make $400, $350. Yeah.
That's not bad.
No, it's a hell of a kickback. But usually I make about $180 to $200, and $180 to $200 a month for not doing much, except for having an Amazon link on my page.
And so enough people go to your page that they they do you the favor of going through that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It is nice.
Are they
It
buying
works.
your stuff on Amazon?
No.
Okay.
They're just buying whatever this. Like my sister buys a lot of, like she has children, so
Yeah.
she buys like paper towels or whatever. What do people with children
I
buy?
bet it's all Darla. I bet she probably
Darla might
buys
just wanna-
$400,000 a month worth of toys on Amazon for her.
Hey,
children.
Darla, why don't you just send me $280? And she would, but don't. But
Again,
very
another very average Sound Exchange month.
sweet. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
mine was nice.
Was it? Mm-hmm. Was
Remember,
it
I
like
have 4
December?
albums. No,
No,
it
but-
wasn't like $7,000.
Yeah.
but it was $2,700.
God dang. It's
But
like
what my
280.
stuff, my 280.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, mine averages because I have 4 albums. It averages anywhere between or the range is usually like, this is a good month, 2,700 it was.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's amazing. That's it's like a week of work that I don't have to work.
Yeah.
So and a well paid week. So but it's usually anywhere between 700 and 1,800, which is still
That's
plenty
good.
of money for passive income for the So
for
if you were-
material you're done with, basically.
for material I'm done with unless I'm on the road. deep on the road. Needs to go to the vault. But
I was going to do this weekly President Hillary Clinton and like newscast, and during my hiatus week, I was like, oh man, this would be fucking awesome. And then I started working again, and I'm completely drained.
Yes.
I can barely write a new joke for my act, and I just can't. Turns out I can't get myself to do this every single Sunday indefinitely. I did one when I had a hiatus week and I was refreshed and, wasn't crunched. And there's no room on the plate when we're back in production.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer.
It is too bad. So, So, you're just too busy. It's almost impossible.
Yeah,
to do a fourth job, because you're also still trying to plug your book, and you're trying to get work, and you're trying to.
I actually contacted this lady. I haven't heard back from her, but I want to do like little shorts, like 2 or 5 minute videos where I'm reading chapters from Dead People Suck, and we just sort of make it visually interesting. Just another way to try to sell it, because. I don't know. It seems to have sort of stalled sales wise. And then when I look at other people
are still dying.
Yes, it's timeless. It really is.
But as is Shitty Mom, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean, most of the references still the Kardashian reference was the most modern, but they still suck. So they're still awful.
They're still brutal.
But yeah, I mean, other authors kind of do all these other things, and I don't know. Part of me is like, well, I feel uncomfortable still trying to hawk something that was last year, but people,
no,
that's what they do. They try to sell their stuff after. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not my nature, because it feels like old material.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when you're done with a joke, you're like, I'm not going to keep talking about that joke, but this is a book. It's different.
Right.
And
it
I
sell all of my CDs, not Circus People, because it comes in a plastic case and will break.
You should have sold one to that lady, though.
The one who asked about.
I'm not that bored.
I'm not that bored.
Yeah.
I should have given her a card.
Yeah.
I should have, actually. I didn't start carrying them until
What a
too
nasty person.
Her?
Yeah.
I have all the sympathy in the world for that kid.
I don't.
Because she is trapped in Poland? To eat 5 different kinds of cabbage? Literally, the steam table food in their cafeteria was cabbage prepared 5 different fucking ways. And they were all delicious. But once. I mean, not tomorrow.
Jackie.
Today, yes.
2 female comics fly all the way from Los Angeles to Poland, and she can't sit her ass down and enjoy the show.
Well, it would have been something exciting. At least it wouldn't have been another fucking dude talking at her, because there were so many dudes. I did have a woman, like one of the sort of the morale people, say to me, in Bulgaria. So she comes up after my set and she was like, "You seem so nice, but you're so dirty."
Oh my God.
And I was like, "What just happened?" And she said, do you get a lot dirtier somewhere else? And I said, "No, this was as dirty as I get." And I had pulled out, and I said, "But it's all innuendo. I don't have."
Oh my God.
I don't know.
People need to not give their opinions. You could just say,
"You know
wow,
what I did today?
That was great. I had a great time. Thank you." I don't need your curated opinion about what joke you didn't like or thought could have done better or whatever.
Today, we play tested Andy's board game. Andy's making this board game. He's got a publisher. He's been working on it for 3 years. Right?
Oh, my God.
And so we play tested it.
That's cool.
And then we play tested we went to a convention, essentially, where you play test people's new games. I played 3 games. One of them is a Kickstarter game that it's called Promenade, I think, or Promenade. And Kickstarter Promenade. Look it up. It's an art collecting. It was so fun. Everyone should kickstart this fucking thing. Anyway, but we tried everybody's games in different levels. The Promenade one has already got one. It's done. It's being kickstarted. One was all just paper and like loose pieces of stuff, and then Andy's is almost done. It's almost ready to be printed.
Yeah.
So, but here's the weird thing that compared it to comedy that I would never do. He sat there and asked for feedback. Oh. And he's been doing it for 3 years with this damn game.
No.
And they're like somebody said, "Well, I think this thing is mean." And I just looked at the guy and I said, "Well, I couldn't do it. because I did a mean thing in the game, and I was like, well, I couldn't do anything else. That was the only other choice. I could take the giant monster and throw it at your city. That was the only thing I could do. And he was like, well, I still thought it was mean. And I'm like, And he was like, no, he gets to.
I like our feedback is silence.
That's the feedback.
That's feedback.
That's all the feedback I
Yeah.
want. I don't need you to micromanage my freaking set. Anyway, I was going to tell you this.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Why don't we listen to another Max Fun placement?
Thanks so much to the over 28,000 members who joined or upgraded during the 2019 Max Fun Drive, and to all of our monthly members.
To celebrate hitting our goal this year, we're putting the 2019 Max Fun Drive pins on sale for all $10 and up monthly members.
As in past years, you'll be able to get some pins and support a great cause at the same time. The proceeds from this year's sale will support the National Court-Appointed Special Advocates Association.
National CASA does amazing work for children and youth through a national network of 950 member programs. We're proud to be able to support them.
The pin sale will run from April 29th until May 10th. And if you're a $10 and up monthly member, your personalized code is waiting in your inbox right now. For more details, you can head over to MaximumFun.org/pins.
And once again,
Thank you.
How much time are we at? Okay.
I want you to include that. I want to include that. How much time? 38:33. Fantastic.
My son,
Yes.
5'8".
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Did he
just had
shoot
some
up again?
crazy growth spurt.
Serious. He was like
Yeah.
5'6" a month ago.
Yeah, he was 5'2" a year ago.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I mean he won't be a Kyle,
Right.
But it's
6'10". What are
'cause
you, 6'11"? 6'6".
but he was 6'6" when he was 9.
Right. You were 6'6" when you were little.
I got hit 6'6" at 15. I was 6'2" from like 12 until 15.
Judas.
Yeah, too much.
Iscariot.
But I looked at my
That's
kids
Judas's
and there
last
was
name.
like this. There's like these man-sized legs
Happy
on the
Easter.
bed, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, first of all, there haven't been man-sized legs on my bed in
You're like, you gotta
5
get off
years.
my bed. Yeah.
But
Oh, dude, I am so sorry. Have you done the pleasure chest? You get a 15% discount.
all I need is for my mom or my son to fucking. Well, he wouldn't be cleaning my room, but what's this? We went to therapy today.
Oh, you and your mom?
Yeah,
Thank God. Mm-hmm. Good.
yeah. Hopefully, it was a good intro session.
Good.
Yeah.
Literally good. Because you can't. She could live for another 10 years.
I know.
And you know what? And if you can heal some of this, that'll be great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we did have a huge fight before I left for something like maybe New York, and I was like, I don't want, I don't want it to end like this.
Right. Yeah. That would be brutal.
Yeah.
So, because you only get to talk to people maybe one last time. Mm-hmm. And, yeah. Oh, I know it. So, I want to tell you something completely unrelated, not important or interesting.
I'll tell you something after this that she completely blew off. That's
Still burns.
it's just a microcosm of my life. Okay.
Let's hear that.
Oh, okay. So I was talking to this therapist about my mom's been through a lot of trauma. She'd never been through therapy or anything like that, and so she just absorbed every cut and every wound in her system, and it gnarled her in a certain way, and here we are. And something I was talking about her mother and how she may have missed some stuff because her family was fucked up, and she's like, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, her brother made a pass at his own niece. He tried to have sex with his niece."
That's a bad sign.
And my mom goes, it was just a pass.
That is a microcosm,
Right?
of all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of every woman
Blowing
ever.
off
Blowing
attempted
off.
incest.
Yes. When my Uncle Tom tried to slip me the tongue when I was 12,
Oh my God, no.
he wasn't physically related to me in any way, shape, or form. But I still knew that it was foul. And I was like, yeah, done hanging out with that guy.
Oh my God.
Creep factor 9. Well, probably 11 off the charts. What do you think? Yeah. Kyle weighs in at 11. Good for you, Kyle. Speaking up for the males. It was just gross. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, no, not cool at all. And that is a microcosm.
Yeah.
It's over. I lived.
Yeah, she fought him off.
Exactly. Right?
Oh, my God.
I mean, and it's just, at some point we have to have, you have to go, yes, women should live defensively, but men should stop being horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're supposedly civilized now.
Right.
Anyway, I slept for 19 hours. When I landed. I landed
That's
at
my
1.
fantasy.
I went to bed at 3. I woke up at midnight. I rolled over, woke up at 9.
That is my... I don't have sexual fantasies. I want
You
to
have
sleep for
sleeping
19
fantasy.
hours.
It was amazing. So
you missed a whole day.
Yeah, that's a whole day. It was amazing. Then I woke up and it still wasn't better. And then I slept the next night for 10 hours. And then the next night I slept, I think, for 7 and then 3. But it was like, it took me 4 hours. Friday, which was 2 days ago, I came home I had done a lap around this valley doing errands. I come home and I walk in the door and I said to Andy, I kind of feel human. He said, I just talked to my mom and I used those exact words. She's human now. She just became human again. Because I had little or no social skills.
Yeah.
But I landed on Tuesday. Wednesday, I had to shoot a thing.
Oh, my God.
They offered me a thing to shoot.
Right.
For money.
Okay.
And I was like, it's
it.
just a game show.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah.
I think a lot of people are. Carrie Louise was just out for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I was psyched. And okay. So I did the
Jackie.
whatever.
Asking for major edits.
It's
of
true.
her actual opinions.
It works so hard to make them not visible when you say what it is.
Jackie told the truth for 5 seconds and we had to cut it.
Which just makes me want to leave it all. Fucking leave it. Fuck all of
I
them.
will not. You need to work.
Okay. All right. Well, you clean it up how you think will best affect my career. Thank you.
Our careers are in Kyle's hands. I don't know why I'm worried about my agent dropping me.
We finally figured it out. This is how the patriarchy gets us. Through Kyle Clark. Sleeper agent Kyle Clark.
My agent is a sleeper agent. Sleeper Agency Unlimited.
Okay, so I'm doing Livewire on Friday for Portland.
Oh, fun!
And
tell him, Luke Burbank. Tell him I said hello. I don't know if he'll remember me, but I did it last year to promote Dead People Suck.
Okay, and I have to listen to my previous 2 sets.
Oh, right.
Because the first set went really well, but I did Spooky Reading Girl and Imaginary Friend, which is the NPR jackpot.
Yeah.
You know, just reading and then a heartwarming imaginary friend story.
Sure.
And then the second one, I can't remember what I did, but I think it was pretty political and it did not go as well.
Oh.
And so this one...
Well enough to get you ass back, though.
That's true. But I was trying to figure out what to do for this third one, so I have to listen to those 2 sets and then figure out what to do with the third. Andy suggested I do the genocide story, and I was like, oh, I think not.
I think that's a great story.
Because
that audience, it's not all stand-up in that live audience, so they'll be riveted, and I think it's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should. I think he's right.
Oh, my God. All right, well... It turns out I can be swayed. I will take it under advisement and maybe do it. Okay. But I also want to be asked back for a 4th time. So, I
think it's a great story.
It's also, as Andy was like, it's also called Arms.
I want you to be known as a genocide comic. That's
genocide
what I'm
comic.
hoping for.
Bam! And so
I did Santa Cruz, DNA's room in Santa Cruz.
Oh yeah, he just tried to book me for that, and I don't have any Saturdays, so I got to pick one.
It's really fun, and the hotel is great. Of course, slightly ruined by the fact. Okay, I'm driving up on Saturday. I'm like, I'm gonna get there early, enjoy Santa Cruz a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. 6 a.m. on Saturday, I hear a clunk and a scream, and my mom has fallen. She's lying in a pool of blood.
What?
Exactly. I'm like, great.
Not
I'm
blood.
not leaving early.
Yeah.
Right. I'm taking care of her. And so she's got a huge cut on her head. She decided to go to the bathroom without turning the light on. She's like, I know my way around, and then immediately tripped on something
And wiped out.
So that took a while to deal with, and I ended up just leaving at like
Noon?
3 and practically getting there and going right on stage.
Right.
And, yeah, I was like, dang it.
I like that you were like, so obviously I won't be leaving early.
I hate being inconvenienced by other people's health problems.
Yes. Just disturbances.
Especially when they could have turned the fucking light on and not fallen on the way
Right.
to, like, don't tell me you caused this, you know?
Right.
Tell me it was you did everything right and it still happened. Then I feel less angry. But don't say you tried to be a daredevil while you have a urinary tract infection and walk to the bathroom in the dark.
Right. You're right.
But that was fun. And
but the shows were fun. Because two
yeah.
shows one night, right?
2 shows. The first show was almost sold out.
Nice.
And it's in a converted movie theater.
Oh, cool.
And he's about to get like a booze license and stuff, which changes everyone's lives.
Everyone's lives are changed.
But people seem like to be excited to have like a cool Saturday night gig up there. And then
cool.
The second show was a little bit lighter attended, but the audience was good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And you are pretty close to them because I've done shows in movie theaters where you're far back from the audience.
Yeah.
But this one you're pretty close. It didn't feel
like a
you
giant moat.
You felt connected
Good.
to the crowd.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
The weird thing is I'm doing Portland on Friday, flying back on Saturday, and then going to Portland on Thursday with Maria at Helium.
Oh.
So
Cool.
yeah.
When's the last time you worked Helium?
I haven't. I understand. Is Molly booking it now?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think Molly's booking it
She
now.
took over all the Heliums?
I think so.
Oh.
Ping her. I pinged her, and I was like, "Hey, whatever you're willing over here." And
Yeah.
you know, I broke my rule of I try to send to Vales on Sundays.
Yeah.
But I sent it on a Friday, which is of course the worst day to send to Vales.
Yeah.
But I sent it because I was going to forget.
Yeah.
And so I think I sent it Saturday morning, which is again dumb. But but I was like, hey, if you have anything on these dates and if the Philly and if the Philly Helium would want me on a Tuesday, Wednesday, that'd be amazing. Because I'd be willing to do a Tuesday, Wednesday on a trip out east.
Yeah, and go to New York for the
Then
weekend.
go to New York for the
Although
weekend.
You should be headlining a full week.
No, I know. But it hasn't, I mean, if they're not willing to do it, then I just got to give them options,
Wait,
right?
there's a Punchline in Philly, right?
I also don't work the Punchline.
Yeah, but she books the Punchline.
And the Helium?
That can't be happening, right? Is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's happening. Is there a
Wow.
Punchline in Philly?
I think so.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Might be wrong. Maybe it's in Pittsburgh.
I haven't been to Philly in a while. There's an Improv in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Or there was. Jeff Schneider. Is that still happening?
Jeff Schneider. That was a Funny Bone.
But you're right.
It was down the incline in
Yes.
Pittsburgh.
Yes. Did you work it?
One time.
He's highly opinionated.
But
I liked him because I think he's
He
an
was
asshole
told me-
to everybody. So I
He
didn't
was
feel.
just getting into taking burlesque photos when I did it. So this is 20 years ago.
No.
The first I featured for Mitch Fatel and lived in a condo with him for a week. Mitch Fatel, the two things were said to me that week that I will never forget, that are etched into my mind.
Right.
The first time I met Schneider, Jeff Schneider said to me, "You were a carny, weren't you, Jackie?" And
What?
And
What's that mean? Were you worked in a carnival?
yeah,
Did he actually think you
had worked at a carnival.
doing what?
I don't know, but I think he mixed me up with salespeople. That I came from salespeople. He thought I came from carnival people. And then Mitch Fatel that very week said, "Never lose weight, Cation. You're going to be famous for being fat." And I was like,
What?
and I said, "What about my heart?" Anyway.
Oh my
and my health.
God.
I know.
Oh my God.
Mitch Fatel may have just been. Oh, and he also told me that he was saving up for a trophy girlfriend because he couldn't afford a trophy wife at the time.
All right.
And so he was making friends with me all weekend. But I will say this.
He's got his audience.
He does. And I have a small amount of rage. We're almost at the end, aren't we?
We are. We have 7 minutes left.
Do we have enough time for your rage?
Seth Rogen, Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
She's Secretary of State.
Wait, what are you talking
He's
about?
a script writer. It's
Is
a
this-
new romantic comedy that's coming out.
Oh, okay. She's
It is-
Secretary of State.
He is a journalist who she hires, who they went to high school together.
Okay.
And it turns into The Hangover or whatever.
Okay.
And
It does? That doesn't seem like...
it turns into them drinking and a romantic comedy. And it's
Okay.
weird. And I was like, did he just buy a trophy romantic comedy? He did. There's no reason, and it's not that Seth Rogen doesn't have an audience.
Right.
He has a better audience, in my opinion, than Mitch Fatel.
Right.
But it's all. I was so full of rage when I saw the trailer, and I was like,
But
I've seen it twice.
It would be unlikely that a female actor as attractive as Seth Rogen would be paired with a male actor as attractive as Charlize Theron. And it's enraging every time we see it.
Yes.
Slightly.
It's slightly different, and but it feels like because he has the power that he has, that he could just buy that movie and make that movie and be the lead in it. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like Casa de Padre. Did you see Mi Casa de Padre?
No.
It is Will Ferrell in a movie that is almost Blazing Saddles.
Oh, yeah.
It is almost amazing.
It also is completely in Spanish.
It's completely in Spanish, which was
Learn to speak Spanish for it.
No, that's amazing.
yes. And the only flaw in that entire movie was that he cast himself in the lead role because he was too old, and he should have found a Cleavon Little, and but he didn't. He gave himself the role, but it was incredibly smart and incredibly biting and incredibly dark and funny, and I bought it because I loved it so much. But I just wished it wouldn't have been him in it. But he bought that movie too. Like he that was all him. He got to be the lead because he got to be the lead.
Sure.
That's the only way you got it made. Was that
Yeah.
if you star in it, we'll pay for it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so there's injustice, is what I'm saying.
Oh, there is. No, I
It turns out.
Sometimes I'm like, fine, I'm in my lane. I'm just
Yes.
working on my act. I'm trying to have fun on stage. And then sometimes you just start to pay attention to show business, who's getting what, and beyond show business, likability, Elizabeth Warren, just like, I'm like, I don't know that I can, how can I take another primary like this where the female candidates are being ignored, and the mayor from small shitville Indiana is getting more attention than female senators.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Well, there's injustice, you guys. I think we're done.
Wait. No,
Son
we're
of a
not.
bitch. Would have been
Oh
such
my
a great
God.
out. Would have been such a great out.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing this week?
I am. Oh, first of all, I'm at Flappers on May 10th and May 11th on Mother's Day weekend.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Please come out. I have a 10 p.m. on Friday and at 8 to 10 on Saturday.
Okay.
And those should be really fun shows. I'm hoping people bring their children. Two of my best, highest seen videos are someone brought a 12-year-old to Flappers and put him in the front row, and someone brought an 11-year-old. So come out for that, and you don't have to bring kids though.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm at Helium in 2 weeks because I'm doing a benefit for Becky Pedigo.
What do you mean? What's wrong?
We're done. Not for her, but she's booking.
Oh, okay.
It's Becky Pedigo's fine.
Yeah.
She's booked something down at Redondo Beach that made me, and I'm doing Jimmy Pardo's Smile Train thing.
Oh, cool.
And but the Redondo Beach thing. So Becky Pedigo texts me and she goes, "Hey, are you working? Could you do a benefit in Redondo on this night?" And I was like, Yes, I could. I don't want to drive to Redondo Beach, but I will do it for Becky Pedigo.
Right.
I don't know if it aids the children, but I'm not doing it for the children. I'm doing it because I like Becky Pedigo.
That's great. I love Becky Pedigo. She's great.
Let's say Becky Pedigo a couple more times.
I will be in Houston at the Joke Joint.
Oh, nice.
Of course, May 31st through June 1st, I think. June
Nice.
2nd. check their website if
I'm
you're
going to send my
Houston.
avails to the stir crazy guy again.
Oh yeah, Tom. Yeah.
Because it's been a year.
Yeah. And I'm going to be at Bloomington, Indiana at the Attic on July 5th and 6th. I'm flying out on the 4th because the airfares on the 5th are batshit. It's crazy. So I'm going to fly through fireworks as I have for the last couple 4th of Julys, flying through fireworks because no one wants to fly then and it's a little bit cheaper.
To Indiana, which is always enormously expensive.
Yes.
For no good reason.
I know.
But if you can save $150, it'll cover your rental car.
Yes. And then I'm not going to rent a car, but I'll be a little refreshed, right? I'll probably just get a little shitty hotel and then they'll pick me up and I'll do the weekend and I won't have been flying across country and then doing 2 shows. Right? No.
Right. Well, we will talk.
I don't know what that
I have another
means.
option. All right.
Yeah. And then this weekend, my son and I are going to do survival training. We're going to go in the woods and learn how to make a fire and make a lean-to, like a shack from some Navy SEAL that does this here in LA.
Well, that'll be a good bonding experience.
Mm-hmm.
We're done.
We're done.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Audience supported.